Hey everybody, welcome back. And if this is your first time on the channel, hey, thanks for checking it out. Now, since I have such a massive following these days, I was wondering where my minions are watching from. So I think the best way to do that is create a super simple and quick crowdsourcing app. Crowdsourcing apps are super handy. I'm sure you've all seen the San Francisco poop map. Also, there are municipalities and utilities have pothole reporting or vandalism reporting apps and maps, which are all super handy, but we're going to keep it simple here and create this simple app where you can drop a minion on the map, add your name, job title, a couple links to your cool work if you like, maybe if you're going to a conference coming up. So if you're watching, I will put a link to the finished app below. So please open it up and drop your information on there and add as much or little of your personal information that you want. And we can find out where all of our Carto minions are at. This is Carto-Madness. Okay, we have a fresh copy of ArcPro as always, and I have previously created a database for this project. And so let's right click it and add a new feature class. All we need is one, and we'll call it minions. Spelling counts as always, and it is a point feature class, of course. And we go next and we add some fields, and we'll add name for the name of our minion name. We'll call it minion name down here. And then our next field will be job. So if somebody wants to share their job title, you could say job title here for an alias. And if you're like me, you like to share your cool work. So let's put one called link one, make it a text, and say check out my cool work. So you can drop a link in there. And also, if you're like me, you can't decide. So here's another chance to put a second piece of cool work on your minion. And I also like to go to the conferences for these things. So let's say conference. This is going to be a pick list, and we'll set up in just a minute. But let's say alias is I'll be going to this conference. And if it's not on that list, which is going to be short, we'll say other C, and we'll call it I'm going to this other conference for an alias. In other words, if they pick a conference and it's not on the list, then they can add the one they're going to in the second box. So let's go to our data design and add that pick list, also known as a domain. So let's call this domain conference. And let's set up our codes. The one I'm going to for sure is NACIS 25 in Kentucky in October. North American Cartographic Information Society. It's a great conference. So let's put that one. And I might go to the Northwest GIS Users Conference in Boise, also in October. So let's put that one on the list. And I'll say Northwest GIS 2025. And that's my short list. But we need to add other in case you're going to the Southwest GIS User Conference or something. So we'll say other C, and we'll say I'll be going to this conference, this other conference. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's save those. And we have our pick list, and we have to add it to our field. So let's go over here and we'll go to fields, and we'll add a domain to our conference, and it's just to pick the one that we just made, conference, and save it, and we're set. Let's get rid of these two and do our incremental save, of course. So now we can publish this out with a share and web layer. And this couldn't be easier. And let's call it as a feature. And let's actually change this to everyone in public. So let's analyze, and we'll see an error here called unique numeric numbers are not assigned. So let's go ahead, easily fix, right click and auto assign and reanalyze. And no errors, so we can publish. And it's now published, so we can open up ArcGIS Online. And we'll be working in ArcGIS Online the rest of this project. Let's log in, Carto-Madness. And why it says keep me signed in checkbox, it doesn't keep me signed in at any point, so I don't know why it's there. So once we're open here, we'll go to our Contents tab, and we will see our new Minions web layer right here. So let's open that up. We got to change just a couple of settings. We'll change settings in order for everybody to be able to add data to this. We're going to have to say public data collection. We'll do this toggle. And this other one, go ahead and enable editing and save. And we should be good to go for crowdsourcing. Let's go back to content, and we need to create a map, a web map. So here's, and I'm just going to leave the default base map. It's not my favorite, but for this demo, we'll leave it. And we'll add our Minions layer, web layer, and we'll add that to the map. And now, go over here to properties. And first things first, boring brown dot. Let's fix that. Easily done. Go over here and go to upload symbols, browse to a minion I found on the interwebs, royalty-free, PNG, clear background. It's really great. Let's add this. Let's make him 60 for a bigger size so we can see him. We'll say done. So now we've got a Minions layer. And so let's save, do a save as, and we can say this is Carto-Minions. And put that in a folder I previously created for this project. And now we have a good web map. Okay, now we need to make an app. So we use Web App Builder, and Web App Builder from our picker here is nowhere to be found. We have instant apps, but that's not going to be what we're looking for. So let's go over to this one, create an app, and also no Web App Builder. We have instant apps. So let's go ahead and do a quick save and go to our content, to a third option of creating an app. This is here. And well, there's Web App Builder right there. And Web App Builder is retiring in 2026, so let's not waste our time with that. We'll use something new called Experience Builder. So let's go back to our map. And when we use Experience Builder for this particular application, you have to do a little bit more editing in the map and say forms. And we have to create a new form. And let's select all of our fields and drop them over here. Now, if you remember, we wanted this one to show up only if the answer to this question was other conference. So let's go here, and we can do that pretty easily. So if we highlight it, go down where it's visible, this is visible, and we go setting. This is visible only if I'll be going to this conference is other. So we'll call that other conference and say done. And we will say OK. And now when we save, we are ready to create an app. So let's go to Experience Builder. and build a brand new experience. And we will use this foldable one right here. That's pretty simple. And so first thing we have to do is we have to go into here and add. So click on the map and select a map. And we'll down here, add new data, and there's our Carto-Minions web map. We'll say done. And we'll highlight that because that's the one we want to use. Now we will go ahead and we need to add a widget called edit. And that is right here. Edit, added. So if you click it, we'll see we have our minion right there. So let's go ahead and rename this. Carto-Minions. And unlock that layer for now. And we'll say save. And we've got it saved successfully. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's preview it. Go edit. And as that comes up, we have an option to add a minion. So let's go over here to Vancouver and add Vancouver's. What's that story? Vancouver's right here. We'll add a minion right there, and it is me. My job title is Carto Genius.
I'm a genius, while you could hardly pass the entrance examinations to kindergarten.
And check out my cool work. Let's see. How about if we copy a link to, in my case, the Atlas of Extinct Countries project we did just a couple of videos ago. I'll leave that one blank. So I'll be going to this conference. So let's see, I'll be going to the other conference. And so that one now opens up. I am for sure going to NACIS in Kentucky. So that field is now not visible. So let's create that minion. There he is. Excellent. So we click on him, we see everything I put in here, including you can view my cool work. At least I think it's cool. Please check out that video if you haven't. There we go. So now we have one minion there. So, okay, we like it. Let's go ahead and publish it. And I will put a link to this below so we can all add our minions to the map. So now that it's published, let's get out of Experience Builder and go to our home. And we do content. And we will see in our content, we have a web experience called Carto-Minions. So let's go ahead and open that. Share it with everybody. Need to review sharing. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch it from here. And I'll clean all this up before you see it. So here's me. And I'm going to NACIS 2025. Thanks for checking it out. I'll put a link in the bottom and open it up. Put your minion on there and let me see where you're at because I'm curious. Thanks for checking it out. See you next time. Bye.